Hello and welcome back to the M2 Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Lanty. My co-host right here is Mr. J.K. Heath, Kyle Heath, the man, the myth, legend. This is the show where we cover this week's gaming industry related news. We're going to be talking a little bit about GTA, some basically suing everybody. Not really everybody, but yeah, suing people. We're going to talk about AI and Microsoft and Sony, specifically for Xbox and PlayStation. Going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. And then Kyle, I know you're looking forward to talking about Elder Scrolls. But before we get into it, dude, what have you been up to? How's it going? Tell me what you been up to, man.
Guess what happened this week, Mike?
You told me.
So
yeah.
I went
Tell
and
the people,
saw
though.
I went and saw Saliva over the weekend.
Yeah,
great show. Saliva and Hinder,
old school,
very good.
Mm-hmm.
Old school rock, very much divorced dad rock. And it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like side note, Hinder actually sold a shirt where on the back it said divorced dad rock, so they embraced it, which I thought was funny.
I like that.
But yeah, no, it was a great show. Had a good time. I was in the pit. Haven't been in the actual pit in a while of a show. That was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, very fun stuff. However, woke up the next morning, sore throat.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good start. Just didn't.
Nope.
I was like, I don't know if it was a sore throat from sickness or it was like, did I scream too much? It was one of those moments where I was like, I don't know. But as the day progressed, it did not get better, unfortunately. So I started to expect the worst. So the show was Friday night. Started expecting the worst Saturday night, and sure enough, Sunday woke up, didn't feel better, yeah, so I just kind of like rotted on the couch all weekend, laid down. I just tried to rest up, and then Monday rolled around, didn't feel better, and one of my roommates was like, "Yeah, there's actually there's a couple people at work that ended up getting COVID, and it's going around in, like my work." And so now I'm like, well, like, where did I get it? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I got it from him and his work or like, it's just, you just don't know these days. But regardless, ended up taking an at-home test on Monday and came back positive instantly. There was no waiting. It was pretty much instant. It was positive. So
it was like, yeah, bro, you're sick.
Yeah, I literally like dropped it in the thing. It like the liquid moved over and the actual test line that's supposed to indicate it's positive just lit up right away. And then eventually the control line showed up. So I was like, yeah, that's not good. But yeah, luckily this is a very mild strain, I will say, for the most part. I don't think I had like a fever or anything at any point. It's kind of just like, it was like, even the sore throat wasn't like terrible. Like it was just like, it was definitely uncomfortable, but it was only lasted about a day. And then once I got to like the congestion and everything, even that was pretty quick. I'm still dealing with a little bit of that. Little dry in the sinuses and everything yesterday and today, so it's I think it's running its course. And then a couple days ago, lost my smell, has not come back, so I'm hoping that comes back soon.
Weird thing.
Yeah, it's one of the weirdest symptoms, I feel like. But
one of the things that I enjoyed, like I got COVID, like basically Gen 1 version, right when it came out, like June, is when I got sick in the middle of moving too. It was the worst. Completely knocked me on my butt. But one of the bonuses when I did have it, like you didn't have smell for like a freaking month, right?
Yeah.
I decided to start drinking like scotch while I was like couldn't smell anything. Yeah. Dude, it made the scotch taste way better.
Really?
Like
I guess you're getting more of the hints. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It was weird though. It was very weird.
That's funny. Yeah, I've heard a couple people do the same thing. It's like they lost their smell, and so when they start feeling better, but they still don't have their smell, they just immediately try shots. And like it just doesn't taste as bad. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I've definitely heard that. I don't know, man. It's one of those things I very much enjoy having my smell. I've had COVID. At this point, this is I think a third or fourth time I've had it. I got it all after like the first vaccine and stuff was out. So like by the time I got it the first time, I was already like months after getting a vaccine. So it was kind of different, but and definitely that case was harsher than this one. But I did remember losing my smell, but it was like I remember it only being like a week and I got it back. It was quick. So
that's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping this is the same, but we'll see. But yeah, it's been quite the week and been a lot going on at work. It's very much a crunch week, so trying to get a lot of work done before next week. And yeah, it's that time of the month for this client where there's a lot to do. So
yeah, you're telling me.
But yeah, it's
I've been dealing with the same issues as you, dude. I mean, I sent you a couple of videos in the group chat about like leaving at 8 p.m., 8 or 9 p.m. So it's like I'm finally getting ahead, which is nice.
Yeah, it's good.
Like I left at a reasonable time today, like 4:30, 4:45, and just feeling really good about it. Like, okay, I got a game plan for tomorrow. I got to crush some stuff. I'm planning on leaving like shortly after work because I've done essentially like 12-hour days, 3 days in a row, and I've been working my butt off the last
It's
2 weeks.
insane.
Yeah, it's been brutal, but it's like it it's been good for us, but it's also been a little disheartening. So it's like good for us now that we're ahead and nobody's really relying on us. We're actually waiting on other people and their responses. But the demoralizing aspect is like today, right before I was getting ready to leave, I got an email. It was just like, oh yeah, the deadline for the project got pushed a month. It's like, dude, I just stayed like 3 weeks, like
Uh,
busting tail. Came in on a Saturday. I mean, I was already around the office anyway because like I work in Uptown, so
mm,
every Saturday I go watch the Everton game at a bar with everybody. So it's like the bar's right next to where I work.
mm.
And I was like, oh well, I'll go up there. It's like, oh yeah, I got to get a haircut too. So it's like I'll go up there. I'll go get a haircut and I'll stop in the office for like a couple of hours and then go home. Yeah, but it's like, dude, I didn't need to be doing that, really. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
I
like
just
so
felt.
you put it all in that effort. It's like, so it was all for nothing. That's what you're telling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it feels like it's all for nothing, but at the same time, it's good because it's like now the work's done and I don't have to stress about it. And I
It's
also have
true.
other
Yeah.
things coming up like next week I'm going to New Orleans. Like next month I gotta move, which is gonna be actually pretty sick because should be getting Google Fiber, which would be nice.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like I gotta move, so the backdrop here is gonna look kind of crazy for a while, but we're gonna
Yeah.
get to work. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so gonna move and then also gonna go to England as well. I gotta get tickets to a game, but going with the
Okay.
pops.
Let's
So
go, dude. That's
yeah,
awesome.
get to go see some family. But in the meantime, dude, I've been consuming a whole buttload of content on YouTube like I always do.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's like video game related. I've been watching the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. I've
Mhm.
been watching a lot of people play those, like Kai getting platinum on the PS5 version. And also I think it was PS5. But yeah, he's been grinding that, and then I fell into like a rabbit hole of like skate videos. And I'm like, dude, maybe I should go pick up the board again. Like,
Getting that itch.
because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 is going to come out this year,
Yeah.
and hopefully we get a Skate 3 as well.
I
And
guess at this point it would be Skate 4, right?
oh yeah, it is
I mean
Skate
they're
4.
calling it
Yeah,
like
sorry.
Skate, but I don't know. I don't know if they're actually
Yeah,
calling it Skate 4. Yeah.
yeah, but that was teased last year. I mean, it's technically been rumored around for the last like 3 years,
Dude, yeah, I was gonna say they first announced it like 22, I think, or something like
ages.
that. It was a
Yeah,
long time ago, but
yeah.
um, yeah, I don't
I
know.
hope I hope that's what we get to see like Summer Games Fest.
Yeah,
Something.
hopefully, yeah, yeah, it'd be nice.
Um,
Other
yeah,
like
we're
really
seeing the
hard work.
return of like festivals again. Like Blizzard or BlizzCon is
Yeah,
coming back,
BlizzCon's coming
which
back.
is
Yeah, I
kind of
saw that.
cool.
Um,
I don't know how that's really going to work because it's not owned by Microsoft. So it's good it's coming back, but I don't know. Hopefully this shakes the reputation of Activision Blizzard a little
yeah,
bit.
is it gonna be the same? Like,
Yeah, like what's going to happen because they went through all that mess the last like 5 years. So
yeah,
we'll have to see.
yeah, it's
But good
interesting, man.
news. Downloaded Splitgate. It's finished downloading. I don't know if you
You
noticed when
still
we were
fiction?
prepping.
Love that?
Yeah, Split Fiction
Yeah,
is
okay,
downloaded.
okay, okay.
So, and I did some searching, and I think Split Fiction will work on the Xbox as well. So I downloaded on the EA Play app, and
Hmm.
because that's linked to my Xbox account, I think that means I can also play it on my console. So I'll have to report back. I don't
Yeah,
know right
it's
now.
good. It's a good question. I don't know if it'll work or not, but yeah, dude, definitely want to
Yeah,
hear about it. Dude, look, I've seen it's like a 90 something on Metacritic. It's a must play according to Metacritic. So
yeah.
no surprise there, honestly, for me, because it's Hazelight. They make these insane co-op games, and they just get better and better. So it seems like
They,
this is no different, dude. It just gets better.
yeah, they sold 1 million copies, I think. My buddy that I'm going to be playing with, we played It Takes Two together, and he literally knows nothing about the game. I just told him I was like, "Hey, the guys who made Takes Two came out with a new game." I told him about when I saw the trailer like almost 6 months ago, like when
Yeah,
they first announced it. Um, well, when we first saw the gameplay for it, because we kind of knew about it for a while.
right. Yeah.
But when they showed the gameplay, I sent it to him, and he didn't watch it. He told me the only thing he's seen is the box art.
Dude, there you go. It's the
Like,
best
I'm
perspective.
so jealous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
dude,
so for
yeah.
for reference, it has 19,940 reviews on Steam, and it's a 5.0 star.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. It's
Yeah.
like
94% of people on Google users reported that they preferred the game, they liked the game. Uh, that's just crazy.
yeah. Look,
I
I
bet the people that downplayed it are like, "Oh, it's all these women are in it." Like
yeah,
just
probably
you
something
know,
stupid. But like yeah, but you see all the gameplay, like it looks like it's miles better than like anything they put out, which is saying a lot because they put out a lot of good games.
it's
But
yeah,
also like I haven't really seen reviews or read many reviews or anything. I've seen like little kind of like snippets and like kind of little excerpts and stuff. I mean, from what I've read though, it seems like it's kind of the same path as the other game, where it's like it dabbles in a bunch of different genres across the game,
that's what I want. Yeah,
which I just love. So I think it's gonna be a lot of that again, which just has me excited to jump back into it. But yeah, it
100%, dude.
looks like a lot of fun. And definitely on the agenda for me to play at some point. Um, I mean, so games I played this week, Repo, played more Repo, played a lot of more
Nice.
Repo. I've like really like me and the boys who got together to play that game. That game is so much fun. I don't know, like we actually made it to round 10 double digits, which is
That's
like
sick.
not an easy thing to do when you first start playing. So it's like it was kind of cool to hit that round. And there was actually there was one round that where like it was just me and my boy. We were the only two alive, and then he died, and then I essentially had to like clutch the round almost, like find these items, kind of get them back to one of the extraction sites, and it was really funny. Like I ended up actually clutching that, getting it back, and then after I got everyone rezzed, essentially, there was you have to get back to the ship and leave, and it's like across the map, and then there's like all these monsters and stuff you have to like kind of sneak around and dodge, and yeah, and I was just I was kind of roaming, trying to leave this area, and then this giant monster came, so I had to run back and hide, and then I came out, and this other little monster somehow got aggroed and killed me for no reason, and it was just like a whole thing. But but it's just so much fun. I'm really enjoying that game. It's kind of a multiplayer horror game that's just like it's fun with people. It's goofy, and I don't know, dude. I'm definitely gonna be playing more of it. I think it's been kind of my main thing right now. So very
Nice,
much
dude.
enjoying that.
I'm glad you're having fun, especially like playing with a group of friends is always the best, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about Splitgate and not Splitgate, Split Fiction. I'm still excited about Splitgate as well. I keep seeing all the reviews and the trailers. Every time I type in Split, it's like, oh, Splitgate.
Yeah, I saw some TikTok clips of people playing Splitgate.
People were definitely grinding it, and I'm curious if they were grinding it because it was a like it's a new game in a way, like
Yeah,
it's
I
like the
mean, I'm
trend
sure.
right now. You know how everybody jumps on, or is Splitgate like themselves going around paying people to play it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
think
point. I don't
people are
know.
just desperate for a new arena shooter.
I mean,
That's like,
always, yeah. I
yeah,
feel like that's never gonna change.
no.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, dude.
But hey, man,
I know you about to play Split Fiction. You played anything else this week, or kind of just focusing on that?
uh, no, mostly like because I've been working so many brutal hours. When I got home, I've been mostly kind of tired, so it's either I'm watching some random movie. I think I told you I watched like the Transformers movie.
Oh yeah,
Did I tell you about that?
yeah. I think so.
Transformer One, the animated series. That thing's awesome, by the way. I really wish they'd bring back like War for Cybertron video games and the Cybertron series. That stuff was such a good game. There's so much stuff you can do with it. That would be a really nice change of pace in terms of arena shooter. But I don't know. It might be chalked, bro. The only thing that has me more excited is like Mecha Break with Gundam Warrior like
Oh
suits. I
yeah.
showed it to one of my buddies, and he goes, "Oh my gosh, I feel like I just had a seizure." It's just like, well, that's because you're like 40. He's like, get used to the times, bro. Things go fast now. It's okay. Um, no, but in terms of gaming, no, I just jump on like Marvel Rivals, played a little bit, grinding. I've gotten so much better at playing tank, which is really nice because not a whole lot of people play as tank.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, and I don't know what happened to me. I just became cracked with Thor, and my mobility is off the charts now.
Let's
And I
go.
figured out like the combinations in which I should play to the character strengths.
Right. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then if somebody takes Thor or we got two tanks or it's just not working out, I'll tell the chat and I'll just be like, "Yo, guys, it's not. I'm getting smoked. Like I'm switching," and then I'll switch to like a handful of different heroes that aren't tanks that I'm used to. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's basically it. But now I'm gonna have more free time, which has me excited. I'm gonna be chilling again.
Yeah.
The
Dude,
weather's getting nicer, dude.
oh
Like
yeah.
I'm
Oh
excited.
yeah. Dude, yeah. Yeah, it's before we get to the articles too, Marvel Rivals is like it's still to this day is impressing me with how much longevity it's having. And like it seems like just for
Yeah, a
months
lot of
now
people
it
thought it
has
was gonna die
been
off.
like for
Yeah,
months now it's still going strong. It's like I don't know, it's insane to me. It's like it's literally the 2025 Overwatch and it's taking
yeah,
over and yeah, dude, it's a lot of my friends are still just loving the game and they've been playing it 4 months. Like it's
yeah,
crazy to me, but hey man, it's good.
yeah. They they took what Overwatch does and built upon it a little bit. There is some cheesy aspects to it where it's not very fun, but when you're playing it and you start realizing there's like ways to boost each other if you're like compatible as teammates and you get different abilities that are special, it keeps the game new. Like every
Yeah.
game becomes different. That's something that Overwatch never really had.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah. I mean,
is
that's true. I don't think yeah, it's definitely different. But yeah, that probably adds to it. I'm sure seeing like the different
I
Fantastic Four
yeah,
and whatnot. It's crazy.
and not only that, but it's like 10 years between Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. You're
Yeah.
dealing
Just
with
about.
an
Yeah.
entirely new group of like gamers that have never played Overwatch before.
At this,
And they've
yeah, at this
never
point, yeah,
played
it's
hero
probably a decent
arena
amount.
shooters like that. Yeah.
Yeah, probably is a decent
So
amount.
it could be entirely a new experience for them. And that might be why it's sticking around longer. I mean, there's plenty of times I've been like in chat chilling and I can tell like the people in the game are like young. They're like young 20s.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you would have been like 12 when Overwatch came out.
Yeah, probably not their speed at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
like
true. Yeah.
that's not a yeah, it's like Overwatch is not a forgiving game to say the least.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, it's very competitive. So everyone's getting that itch, dude. I didn't get it
Yeah.
with Overwatch. So yeah, it's a good point. Didn't think about that.
Mhm. That's my theory. But hey,
Oh,
let's get into the articles, man. Why don't you hit
I
us up
agree.
with the first one?
I agree. So we got to talk about a GTA publisher. This is coming from Eurogamer. Matt Wales, right? Eurogamer. The GOAT. GTA publisher sues Lawless Enterprise. In quotes, a lawless enterprise, allegedly selling modified accounts and currency obtained through hacking. The defendant also targeted by Roblox. This is interesting. So, Grand Theft Auto Borderlands publisher Take-Two Interactive is suing PlayerAuctions, an online marketplace already targeted in a complaint by Roblox, accusing it of selling heavily modified player accounts, items, and virtual currency obtained through hacks and cheats. Take-Two's lawsuit, filed in the U.S. Central District Court of California last week and spotted by Polygon, targets PlayerAuctions' Chinese owner, PAO Network Technology. PAIO. PAIO might be correct.
I think you're right.
I don't know. But like something tells me it's something
Hi,
easy like PAO or something like that, you know? They accused the company of running a lawless enterprise, claiming it has full knowledge of the alleged rampant infringement and other unauthorized conduct happening on its site. This is not a regular online marketplace, reads the filing. Instead, it runs a sophisticated sales platform and actively recruits sellers, in quotes, skilled at using hacking software and other exploits to create infringing digital goods and to provide illegal services, in quotes, to players of GTA 5. More specifically, Take-Two claims PlayerAuctions contains thousands of listings for unauthorized infringing GTA 5 content, including heavily modified player accounts, in-game assets, and virtual currency, all gained by using hacking software, cheats, and technical exploits. Take-Two claims PlayerAuctions sells accounts manipulated through hacking to provide, quote, exorbitantly high game-level ranking and in-game currency amounts, as well as content ordinarily only accessible through gameplay or purchases. At the scale of its website, continues the lawsuit, PlayerAuctions risks upending the GTA 5 player experience and interferes with the balance and fairness of the game. Take-Two claims it has, quote, repeatedly confronted PlayerAuctions with evidence of infringement and other torturous conduct, but says its cease and desist orders have so far been ignored, all while Payo Network technology allegedly continues to reap millions in revenue from infringement. Take-Two says it's bringing its complaint to the court in order to shut down PlayerAuctions' rampant infringing online marketplace, end its corrupt business model, and protect the integrity of GTA 5 for its players. Take-Two is claiming relief for copyright and trademark infringement and is requesting the court preliminary and permanently prohibits PlayerAuctions from selling accounts, virtual goods, and virtual currency in GTA 5 or any of its other games. Additionally, Take-Two wants PlayerAuctions to be prohibited from aiding, abetting?
Abetting,
What in the
yeah.
world is that, bro?
Abetting is when you're basically you're in cahoots with somebody breaking the law.
Learned a new word today.
Yeah, it's like you're helping them out.
Okay, yeah.
Basically.
Aiding, abetting, contributing to, or otherwise assisting, benefiting or inducing hacking of its software or infringing its GTA trademarks. Take-Two's lawsuits follows a similar filing against PlayerAuctions by Roblox Corporation last month. The company is also seeking monetary damages, as well as requesting the court prevents PlayerAuctions from buying, selling, and trading Roblox-related products. It seems like we got a little bit of a I wouldn't say like evil marketplace here, Mike, but it seems like there's probably not some gray area stuff going on at the very least.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, it sounds illegal. So it sounds like they have a case.
Yeah.
The crazy thing to me is just the cease and desist letter went out, and they're just like, yeah, whatever.
That is
like,
wild.
That's about it. Like, just didn't respond at all. Yeah, PlayerAuctions has been around for freaking ever, I thought. Hasn't it?
I mean, I feel like the name sounds familiar, but honestly, I haven't like kept up with them, so I have no idea if it's been around for a while. It sounds like it has been. But
I've known about it for a while because I know people who would grind gold in like World of Warcraft and stuff and then sell it. You could also do like old school RuneScape as well, and like people selling accounts. Let's see if there's an actual date when this thing started. But it's pretty crazy. 1999 was when it started.
wow.
And it's in Shanghai. Is where the headquarters are. So that's kind of nutty.
Yeah, makes sense.
To be honest.
That's pretty insane. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, there's like, I know there's tons of like something that comes to mind is like for a mobile game like Clash of Clans or something like that. I know there's like ways you could essentially like buy alternate accounts and stuff like that if you wanted to like help out your guild and whatnot. Like there's like services like that across different mobile games. So I feel like this is kind of a similar vein. It's like people trying to shortcut or they just want like something quick. It's like it's kind of a way to do that, which yeah, I don't know. I don't really agree with. Don't get me wrong, GTA in particular, like grinding for money and stuff, like without buying it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
can take a while.
It takes forever.
It's I can understand kind of that aspect of it, but yeah, this doesn't seem necessarily legal if you're buying currency, if through another means that's not the market itself. So it's kind of I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the truth though. I don't agree with it either. I think it should be kind of illegal, but at the same time, it makes sense why it exists because there's going to be a demand. There's going to be people like you and I who have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
And it's like we love these old games like Grand Theft Auto I played growing up. So when the new one comes out, it's like, dang man, like can I just spend $20 and then have everything unlocked and then I can just play how I want to play when I get home and not have to just grind forever.
Yeah.
But it's also I don't know. Then we get into the pay to play and like it can get pretty expensive pretty quickly,
I mean, it certainly can. Yeah. It's a weird thing. I mean, look, I think Take-Two is, they have every right to go after him and try and see if they can, get some damages for it. Because it's certainly, certainly not the the best business model, I think. Um, but I mean, like I said, like you're saying, I mean, I could see the other side, right? There's people who got busy lives and they just want to have
Yeah,
fun, and it seems like games like GTA, it's like they should just have lobbies or servers where you could just like go nuts and have all the money and go crazy. But yeah,
that's
so
what. Yeah, you're not wrong. But at the same time, I mean, you can always play mods and stuff.
yeah, that's true too.
There's other things you could do.
Yeah, it certainly is. So I don't know. It's interesting, but you know, here's a Take Two coming after them like Nintendo,
Yeah, exactly.
Mm, yeah.
All right, should we hit the next one?
Oh yeah, dude. Let's talk about some AI.
All right, so I'm pretty excited to talk about this one and the ending article. We're going to talk about Microsoft's side of things, but this one is Tom Warren at The Verge. We've covered countless of times, and it's about AI being implemented into PlayStation. Really, so Sony is experimenting with AI-powered PlayStation characters. Sony's Advanced Technology Group has created an AI-powered version of Aloy from PlayStation's Horizon games. That must be the Horizon Forbidden Forest games. And is it Zero Dawn?
Yeah, Zero Dawn was
I
the
think.
first one. Forbidden West
Yeah,
was the second one, I think.
Forbidden West. Yeah, I said Forbidden Forest because I'm used to Ori. I'm obsessed, dude. Yeah. All right. So, what does Tom Warren have to say? Let's get into it. So, Sony is working on a prototype AI-powered version of at least one its PlayStation game characters. You
One,
should
yeah.
butcher the first sentence. An anonymous tipster has shared an internal video from Sony's PlayStation Group with The Verge that demonstrates an AI-powered version of Alloy. Is it Alloy from Horizon Forbidden West, the main
Yeah,
character? I have not played the game because it's on PlayStation. I'm sorry,
I
guys. I don't have
think
PlayStation.
it's Alloy.
I have
Dude,
the controllers though.
I'm bad too. I didn't play the games either. I
Let me
think
double
it's
check.
Alloy.
I think it's Alloy. I think that's how you spell Alloy. Let me double check so I don't butcher the whole thing.
Yeah.
Alloy. Alloy.
Alloy.
Alloy, I think, is two L's.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
That would
so
make
it's Alloy.
sense.
Sorry, guys. All right.
Alloy.
After we published this story, the video game was pulled from YouTube due to copyright claim from Muso, a copyrights enforcement company which advertised Sony Entertainment, inter, Interactive Entertainment, aka PlayStation, as a client. The video is narrated by Sharwin. Oh, geez, I can't pronounce that last
Oh
word.
my lord.
Rago Bardahal, director of software engineering at Sony Interactive Entertainment, who works on video game technology, AI, computer vision, and face technology for Sony's PlayStation Studios Advanced Technology Group. They watched. I'm gonna have to call you by your first name. Where is it?
Mr. Sharwin.
Sharwin. Mr. Sharwin. So they Tom Warren over here watched Mr. Sharman demonstrate an AI-powered version of Aloy that can hold a conversation with the player through voice prompts during gameplay. Aloy can be seen responding to queries with the AI-powered synthesized voice and facial movements, both in a demo setting and within the full Horizon Forbidden West game. Sharwin makes it clear that this is just a prototype and that has been deployed alongside Guerrilla Games to demonstrate the technology internally at Sony. The technology demo uses OpenAI's whisper from speech to text and both GPT-4 and Llama 3 for conversations and decision making. Sony has its own internal emotional voice synthesis. EVS is what they abbreviate it to. It's a system that is used for speech generation. Generation. And according to Sharwin, and there is audio to face animation that is powered by Sony's own Mockingbird technology. So while the demo is seen running on PC, Sony has also experimented with running parts of the technology directly on PS5 consoles with little overhead, according to Sharwin. So Sony first demonstrated this internally a year ago before showing a more advanced version behind closed doors at a Sony Technology Exchange Fair, STEF, in Tokyo in November. So this quote is what had Sharwin over at Sony had to say. So this is just a glimpse of what is possible. This tech demo doesn't answer the more obvious questions over whether it even makes sense to talk to Aloy when you're supposed to be playing as her in Horizon Forbidden West, or the impact tech impact such a technology could have on voice actors and game developers. Kind of calls back to the SAG TAF, whatever it is, the voice actors and like professional actors and all this other stuff for like basically copyright infringement on people's likeness and what you could take away from it. So yeah, not very good. But continuing on, NVIDIA has been working on its own similar technology for AI-powered NPCs in games, where you speak freely to a video game character. ACE, as NVIDIA calls it, has been demonstrated several times throughout 2024, and the GPU maker has been even worked with in-world AI to create Covert Protocol, a playable tech demo of NVIDIA's AI game technology. Microsoft has also been partnering closely with in-world AI to eventually bring AI characters to Xbox, allowing game developers to use generative AI characters, storylines, and more. Microsoft also has created its own Muse AI model that generates gameplay, designed initially for game developers to create a game environment for prototyping and ideating. I think ideating.
Yeah,
I think that means like
ideating. Yeah,
idea generating.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
ideation.
already a lot of fear among game developers and studios about how AI would impact the creative process of making video games, particularly when so many layoffs are impacting the gaming industry. Almost half, 49%, it's a lot, of 3,000 respondents to a game developers conference in 2024, a survey that we actually covered, by the way, if you remember that. You can check that out on past episodes. So, 2024 survey said that generative AI tools are currently being used in their workplace, with 31% saying they personally use them. So, Sony's experiments with AI-powered PlayStation characters are bound to generate more conversations around the role of AI in video game creation. Just ahead of GDC and next week in San Francisco, which we're going to cover for sure. We reached out multiple times to Sony for a comment on this leaked internal video, but the company didn't respond. We've asked again to confirm whether Sony pulled the video and if it has further comment. So there was an update to this article that the video had been pulled by a copyright agent, which counts PlayStation as a client. So that's the main ad that they gave, which was the first one. Where was that? Muso, Muso pulled it for him. Oh, it's even highlighted in the
Yeah.
clip I see. Yeah, man. So AI coming back for sure, bigger than ever, and being regularly implemented into video game creation. Something that we've known about for a while because there's kind of been like a whistleblower mentality with existing developers and voice actors, everybody that's involved in like the creative aspect of what makes characters who they are in video games. Um, I'm not the biggest fan of using AI generation unless it's to make like trivial tasks, mundane tasks, instantaneously done. So you can speed up the process and allows people to be more creative because it gives them more time to be more creative, instead
Yeah.
of just like, okay, just do all the creativity for me and then just rips copyright online, it's not a good idea.
Yeah. It's not the best. Yeah, I mean, I think art wise, I'm like not a huge fan of AI and art, whether that's like graphics or
Agreed.
writing or something like that. Um, I'm not a huge fan of that, especially in video games. I think the idea of having like a personal assistant that is like, the theme that is characterized as like a video game character. I mean, I think that idea could be cool. It could be also, I feel like it could be a little jarring too if like your favorite character is like helping you with stuff. It's kind of like, whoa, dude, like it's kind of outside of the game. That'd be interesting to see kind of how that goes. But I mean, I think it's cool tech. I mean, like I said, like you were saying, if it's helping with like trivial tasks or you have like general like internet questions or something like that, and you just want to get an answer with a little bit of personality, I think it could be helpful.
Exactly.
If you're like assisting with you in a game, like looking up guides and stuff, which we'll actually get to in an article later on in this episode, but like stuff like that, I think is cool. So I mean, I'm all for that. Yeah, dude, it's like seeing like AI art and stuff like that, and like credits or stuff for whether it's like a show, movie, game, or something like that. It's kind of just like off-putting to me. So I don't know.
Same.
It's kind of like
it.
I mean, that's where the industry's heading, I think, which is unfortunate. I think there's going to be more and more of that. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Just the idea is like, I think the idea that these creations and stuff come from other humans, there's something about that that I just wouldn't want to lose. So
yes.
yeah, it has me kind of scared, but I don't know. I mean, it's cool tech though. I think overall.
Yeah, there was a couple of things I learned when it comes to AI generation. Where we're at right now, and the reason why it can't work very well, ChatGPT or language models in general, they only recall information. They don't compute information.
Right.
So what I
Yeah.
mean by that is like if you were to ask ChatGPT what's 1 plus 1, it doesn't like pull up a calculator and do it.
Hmm.
It goes and it finds multiple sources to discover, okay, 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So when you have that, like that works really well when you're doing trivial tasks and like very trivial computations. But the moment you get into like high level stuff like calculus, honestly, if you get into like linear algebra or go higher than that, it can't really do it correctly.
Right. Yeah.
Or confidently is probably the best way to say it. So it's like it still needs to be worked on, just the way it uses the protocol to retrieve information. I'm curious how that works with like I guess you need agents, isn't that what they call it? Where it's
Yeah.
like you interact with the chat model and then the chat model sends out an agent to do the work.
Yeah. I guess
Um,
so. Like, yeah. I just know like the LLMs or something like that, language models or something like that. I don't know.
yes.
It's yeah. I don't know. It's interesting stuff. But I actually used ChatGPT recently because I had questions about like various like retirement accounts and stuff. So it's kind of like just finance questions I had, and it was actually pretty helpful. It was helpful
Yeah.
in kind of just learning the basics. So
Oh, there are different things that you can do as well. Let me give you a good example of AI, and the reason why I'm so excited to talk about it. Not exactly, but I was looking into basically when I'm doing stuff at work, I need to know exactly where the project is going to be located. Because when a project's located in a certain area, it's like you have different codes that you have to follow. So like each state has a different code. Each county has an adaptation
right,
off of
yeah,
that code for the state. Like there's multiple things like this. So if I want to save some time instead of going into the code books and like researching myself, because I know where they all live, but the AI doesn't. So it'll pull general information from like Reddit or from Quora
yeah,
or like Yahoo Answers, like Ask Jeeves. Nobody uses that anymore, but you know what I'm saying here.
yeah,
It'll pull stuff from like social media platforms to try to answer my question. So when I ask hyper specific questions that are very engineering based, it is completely clueless. Like multiple times things come back and it's completely wrong.
mm,
Um, and it's like it's a shame because one, if you're asking the questions that I was asking, you should already know what the answer should be. But if you're like quizzitive person and you're trying to learn new things and you start asking advanced or hyper focused topics, you're going to be misinformed.
yeah. No, it's just not gonna be
Like
right.
yeah, it's just not going to be right, and
Man,
there's going to be nobody to correct you because
right,
if
yeah,
you're so used to the AI telling you the right answer all the time, you won't know when it's the wrong answer.
yeah. That's good. That's a good
And
point.
that's the downfall of AI because it's only learns from what it you put into it. So granted, I responded back and I was like, no, that's wrong. You need to get your information for only these sites and only these like information
Yeah,
because this is like where the codes are. It's like a law. It's literally a law. So it's like these need to come from the law book, and then I give them the name of the law book. I give them the years. I tell them where to find it, and then it will do it.
yeah,
ChatGPT will be like, "Oh, you need like a subscription to see this. We can't pull that kind of stuff." The moment I'm like, "Okay, go to open source or what's it? Shark, the one that China made, Deep
oh
Think,
yeah, like yeah,
Deep
deep think
something."
and yeah.
Yeah, I do that. They don't care. China stuff, they're like, whatever, it's all free, baby. It's the internet, and
We
they
got you.
pull it directly from the codes, regardless of the subscription. So yeah, there's just different things you got to be careful of. I'm hoping that this AI generation stuff, and one of the reasons why I'm excited to talk about uh, the Microsoft one later on, is they're more retrieval based, and it's a tool to help you. Whereas this right here is more like, how do we make games cheaper to like build and how do we replace humans, which
Yeah,
is freaking depressing,
yeah.
to be
No,
honest.
yeah, it really is. No, yeah, I totally agree. I think yeah, like I mean, I haven't experimented too much with AI, but I know I had like talked about the group chat a couple weeks ago. It's like it comes up at my job so much about like, oh, AI this, like check out AI. Like if you asked AI about like this. And so it's like and just like seeing in different industries, I worked in, it's like there's a lot of bigger companies that are trying to integrate AI tools into their services, and so it's like, as it gets further and further, it's just like it hit me of just like I never really like actively think to use AI, like ask questions to AI and like actually understand like what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like more recently I've been actually using it more. Like I used it to like learn some like musical stuff recently when I was trying to learn like Circle of Fist and everything. And so
Oh,
like
nice.
it helped me learn all that. But when I was like looking at it, it had like I was using ChatGPT and it had an option. It's like, would you like me to draw you the Circle of Fists and then like give you a
Yeah.
picture? And I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. So like I asked it to do it. It was just like it was completely unusable. Obviously, it's like it just looked
Yeah.
like it was like 30 different notes. And I'm like, okay, it's way too many than like what's actually on. So it was really funny, but yeah, dude, it's got me curious about other tools though. Like I haven't used some of the with the deep think whatever. I haven't used any of those other stuff, so it's something I definitely want to explore. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude,
Deep seek.
yeah, deep
That's what
sea,
it is.
yeah,
Deep
might be,
seek.
yeah, deep sea. Um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, you basically have to set up the protocol properly by using preemptive questioning so it understands what to pull. That's the only way it works, right?
yeah,
The
that's what I've heard.
I added Samsung Gemini. It's built into my phone because I have a Samsung phone,
Yeah,
or it's Google Gemini, I guess. And I've also tried to use it in Google Sheets. It really helps out in Google Sheets if you use like Excel spreadsheets a lot, and it like breaks down the mundane tasks very, very quickly and saves you a buttload of time. Like you literally just add a prompt. It's like, hey, I need like for Google Sheets, you're just like, hey, I'm creating a attendance for a land coming up. I have like 30 guests. I need them all to bring these list of items. Help me put together a checklist. I need to also know when they land and when they leave, and then like the day they come in or out, if they're driving or they're flying, like that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
It built the entire table for me. There
That's
were some
sick. Yeah,
errors here and there, but it's like, no, it's pretty accurate. It's like drop down. I can sort by name any of the categories. It's like that's really
dude,
cool.
that's
And color
crazy.
coordinated too.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but it saves you so much time. But you have to know that it's not perfect. It doesn't know what you're talking about unless you over explain it.
Yeah,
That's the
that's what
only
I've
way it
heard.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I've
yeah,
heard. Yeah, dude, like Copilot and stuff, and we'll talk about later. But yeah, Copilot's like the newest kind of one. A lot of like people
yeah.
works. A lot of clients I work for, they have like Copilot subscriptions now, so you can actually like
Oh yeah,
access it. They have their own tailored Copilot for the company. It's kind of crazy. Um,
yeah. I'm patiently waiting for the day that I can start automating a lot of my design work.
yeah,
Patiently waiting. I don't think it's ever going to happen because of just the market and industry I'm in. There's no rival company for the products that we use, so there's no incentive for them to do anything.
and it's just
Yeah,
monopolized out here. It's crazy.
quite literally, it's pretty terrible.
Ugh.
But hey, enough yapping about this. We got to move on. Hit us with Elder Scrolls. Let's talk about a new game that you're a little bit excited about.
Oh yeah, an old game that's getting a nice refresh. From the looks of it. Yeah, dude, I'm excited about this. I've heard this is a it's been a couple months now. I think there's been rumors of this returning. So, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake will reportedly be revealed soon and released not long after that. Wesley Yimpool over at IGN writes this one. Again, this has been rumored for months, but it seems to get more and more real as the months go on. So, Bethesda is reportedly set to announce the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake in the coming weeks and release it soon after. So it's like right around the corner here. Nate the Hate, who accurately revealed the announcement date of the Nintendo Switch 2, tweeted to say that the Oblivion remake will be revealed earlier, either this month or next month. So we're talking March or April, which VGC corroborated. The release window is slightly fuzzier. Nate the Hate said likely before June, but VGC said it could be out as soon as April, which is kind of crazy. If it's out next month, I'd be surprised.
Madness.
In January, MP First reported on apparently accidentally released Oblivion remake details by former employee at video game support studio Virtuous. Microsoft declined to comment when contacted by IGN. According to MP First, Virtuous has remade Bethesda's much-loved open-world role-playing game using Unreal Engine 5, which suggests a significant rework rather than a more straightforward remaster. Gameplay changes were also allegedly detailed, including tweaks to stamina, sneak, blocking, archery, hit reaction, and the heads-up display, or HUD for short. As reported by MP First, blocking was changed with action games and Souls-likes in mind because the original system was too boring and frustrating. Sneak icons are now allegedly highlighted with damage calculation revamped. The knockdown that comes from stamina being depleted is reportedly harder to trigger, and the HUD was redesigned to make it easier to understand. Elsewhere, hit reactions were added to make a response clearer, and archery was reportedly modernized in both first and third-person perspectives. Word of an Oblivion remaster emerged in 2023 when documents published as part of the FTC versus Microsoft trial over the buyout of Activision Blizzard revealed a number of unannounced Bethesda games set to release in the years ahead. List put together in July of 2020 ahead of Microsoft's March 2021 purchase of Bethesda parent company ZeniMax Media included the financial year of 22 having Oblivion remaster and Indiana Jones game. It's a couple years after, a couple years late, such an Indiana Jones.
Yeah, pretty well. We also got to remember too, because I think they delayed the release of those games because the merger didn't go through yet.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
Probably had something to do with it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of these we've actually gone through and knew about.
Yeah,
but there's some cool ones to be reminded by.
Yeah, I mean, it's
pretty much all of these have been pushed out years.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's kind of funny. So far, I mean, 22 and 23 have kind of lined up with a 2-year difference. So it's like what they expected was actually 2 years plus, which makes you think. It makes you wonder if we're going to get kind of a similar timeline for the other stuff. I'm sure a lot of this 24 speculation though stuff is probably like either canceled or pushed out, probably even further than 2 years. Because we had so Doom Year Zero and DLC that was financial year 23. That's now the new Doom game that they announced that's coming out 2 months from the time we're recording this. I'm forgetting the subtitle, but it's a new Doom game. Project Kestrel, Project Platinum, don't know those, but yeah, that was 23. Financial year 24 was Elder Scrolls 6, which I would be very, very surprised and shocked if that came out in 26.
I agree with you.
That's going to be 27 at the earliest, but probably 28, maybe. Anyway, Project Kestrel expansion again. Project Kestrel, don't know. Licensed IP game. The one that was intriguing to me, and the one I would look forward to more, is a Fallout 3 remaster, or like a remake of sorts.
I would like to play that.
I would
like updated graphics for that game in particular would go really hard. Yeah. I think that'd be nice to see.
I mean, the problem with Fallout 3 too, especially on PC, is the game is so old. It was like made for XP, and so now at this point, it like really just doesn't even run unless you heavily mod it or get a modified version. So yeah, it's just at the point. The game is so old; it definitely needs it's it could use a new audience and a refresh for sure. Ghostwire Tokyo sequel was slated for 24 financial year, which Ghostwire Tokyo was that a 23 release or 22? I can't quite remember.
Ghostwire Tokyo, here, I'll double check for you. I don't think it
was 22 or 23. I can't remember, but
you were right. It's 22. March 25th, 2022. So close to 3 years ago.
Wow, 3 years ago. It's insane.
That's crazy. I remember seeing the trailer and be like, "Yo, I want to watch this," because that was Tango GameWorks, and Tango GameWorks almost went out of business too at one point.
I mean, yeah, they did, and they got
they were one of the ones that were getting sold off by
they got canned.
ZeniMax, and then Krafton went and picked them up.
They were like, "Yeah, dude, awesome." Yeah, Dishonored 3's on here, which I find interesting. We'll see. I mean, I would assume that a third game of that series is probably going to get made. So be curious to see if that actually happens. And then yeah, the new Doom game is supposed to get DLC last year, but it's coming out this year. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Well, Doom Year Zero is actually Doom: The Dark Ages.
Dark Ages. That was the subtitle. I couldn't
for that.
Yeah, Dark Ages. I couldn't think of the subtitle.
And Doom Dark Ages coming out in a month.
It's in May. Yeah.
2 months. 2 months.
Yeah. 2 months. Yeah. Obviously, a number of these games were either delayed or outright canceled. Doom Year Zero, which we talked about, is now Doom: The Dark Ages and is set for launch in May of 25. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle didn't launch until December of 24, and The Elder Scrolls 6 got nowhere near financial year 2024. That Oblivion remaster is what we're concerned about now, though, and it's worth noting it was called a remaster in the Microsoft document. Perhaps the scope of the project changed, but Bethesda went big on a remake. We'll find out when the company finally unveils what it has become one of the most worst kept secrets in all of video games. Meanwhile, which platforms will Oblivion Remake launch on? Microsoft is all in on multi-platform releases now, and with the Nintendo Switch 2 waiting in the wings, Oblivion may open its gates to more than just PC, Xbox, and PlayStation players. If the Switch 2 comes out around June, perhaps Oblivion will make it the console's launch window? That could be interesting.
That'd be pretty sick, yeah.
I feel like it's one of those games. I mean, we'll hear more about the Switch 2, obviously. I feel like it's one of those games that can run on a Switch 2. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you probably could. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, honestly. I mean, when is Nintendo Direct? I think it's next month, like April 14th or something.
Well, no, it's like first week of April, I think.
Is it first week?
I want to say it is. It's like the second or something. It's like right at the
I gotta go back and start putting these in the Discord again.
yeah, for sure.
The calendar. That actually saved me a lot of stuff because every time I'll check the Discord, it's like, oh yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I remember to do that, I got some free time now. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool to see. It's more of what we've known for a while about the leaks, but it's good to see that there are kind of updates coming out. You know,
it seems to be getting more and more real. So
yeah, I've always kind of assumed a lot of those leaks were very, very true. I mean, it was so detailed because remember, it came out with presentations. It came out with like presentations not just for fans, but like investors, and quite clearly, some of them were directed towards the executive level and what they can expect in terms of earnings. It's like, okay, if you're going to that level of detail, it's like this is probably for real.
Yeah.
When you start talking about the money, yeah, the money don't lie. They're not throwing rumors out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's so. Yeah. No, they really aren't. I think for me this is exciting because I've never played Oblivion, so this is the perfect opportunity for me to like play and like check out the game. So.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm definitely gonna check it out. And if it's a Game Pass game, which I assume it is, I'd be very disappointed if it wasn't. So I'm definitely gonna be checking that out.
Will be. I mean, yeah, Microsoft ain't going around buying all these companies out not to put it on day one Game Pass, and the fact that they're doing multi-plat is still crazy.
Yeah, it'd be a nice thing for Microsoft too. I mean, I know they have all these spring releases now, but to have something like this spring summer, it's right, dude. It's perfect. It's just right.
I'm Spring 4, baby.
I'm excited for sure. It's gonna be good. But we're not done talking about Microsoft, Mike.
Going on to the last article of this episode is The Verge. Tom Warren again. So we covered him. Last one was about Sony AI. This one's about Microsoft AI. Microsoft's new Xbox Copilot will act as an AI gaming coach. So Microsoft is launching a Copilot for gaming with Xbox testers next month. Honestly, I'm excited about this. If you're not an Xbox tester, you should definitely become one because there's a lot of cool features that they introduce to you. You can be very helpful, and just it's kind of cool to see. You can also do the same thing with Discord, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, Kyle. They have like a canary version on browser. You can get like, new features.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Always like beta testing stuff like that. Anyhow, let's get into the article. As I accidentally click a link instead of scrolling. So Microsoft is preparing to launch an AI-powered Copilot for gaming soon that will guide Xbox players through games and act as an assistant to download and launch games. Copilot for gaming, as Microsoft is branding it, will be available through the Xbox mobile app initially and is designed to work on a second screen as a companion or assistant. Dude, that's kind of sick because you can basically, if it's working, here's my initial thought, right? First of all, they shouldn't have got rid of Cortana. Cortana should have just been their AI. It shouldn't be called Copilot. That's lame. Instead, they decided to make Cortana like just a search engine, which is lame. This would have been really cool to have Cortana help you through Xbox games.
Yeah,
I would very much like that, just because I'm a Halo nerd. But aside from that, having the ability to be on a second screen as a companion or an assistant, there are multiple games that have done this before in the past. One that always sticks out to me is Battlefield 4, where you could have, I think it was like 128 people on the map, like 128 or 124 versus 124, Is that right? No, 64 versus 64. That's 128. Um, it was insane. But you could also have commanders where the commander would like play on a tablet or just the browser and start telling people where to go and what to do, and you can like double click that player's name and you could see their POV in live time action. It was insane.
That's crazy.
The servers were wild, but that's really really cool. I'm hoping they can bring something like that into games. But let's get into it. So Microsoft is positioning Copilot for gaming as a sidekick of sorts, one that will accompany you through games, offering up tips and guides and useful information about the game world. During a press briefing, Sonali Yadav, product manager for gaming AI, demonstrated several scenarios for what Copilot for gaming could be used for. One involved a concept demo of Copilot assisting an Overwatch 2 player by coaching them on the mistakes they made when trying to push without teammates. Bro, ain't no AI fixing the bots that I play with. A bunch of NPCs, bro. They don't listen. These guys don't know how to read. But I
Got
appreciate
him.
the idea. In the Overwatch 2 demo, Copilot could even recommend good hero picks to complement the rest of the team and tell you more about why you'd want to pair up particular characters, detailing their strengths and weaknesses. Um, I need to watch the video.
Yeah,
There is
no,
a
I'm
video.
curious now.
Yeah. Because if it's only text prompts coming up, nobody's reading. I'm just gonna be real.
Not even
Ain't
a
nobody
sentence, bro.
reading. Yeah.
Not
It's
even a
like
little bit.
gamers don't read. This is known
It's true.
as it was written. Anyhow, so another demo involved using Copilot with Minecraft, where you could ask Copilot questions and how to craft objects. Copilot can see your screen, so it can guide you and see exactly what you're doing in a game. The demo also involved the option to enable cheats in Minecraft, so Copilot could even tell you where certain crafting materials are located in the world.
Huh,
It could save you
interesting.
some time.
Okay.
Really helps you out because Minecraft is good for all ages. Go ahead and click the video. It's only 30 seconds long.
It'll probably link me to, let's see. See if it links me to Twitter if I click it. Oh, we're good. We're good. Copilot for gaming. Little, yeah, the site muted. But he's asking me questions. I got some wood from a tree. What do I do with that? Craft the oak logs into wooden planks by opening your inventory and placing logs in the crafting area. Okay. What's the best way to take out
Actually
the
speaks
beast?
to you, which is nice.
Here you go. And it gives you, that's actually, yeah, that's pretty sick.
I'm into it.
Okay.
I think it's a good idea.
See you, Copilot. All right.
So the demos felt very concept in nature and they won't be available during the initial launch of Copilot for gaming next month. Instead, Microsoft will test early versions of Copilot with Xbox insiders through the Xbox mobile app in April, before eventually bringing Copilot to multiple devices. Microsoft also has a slick marketing video for its Copilot for gaming effort, but none of it looks real world to him, Tom Warren. So it's difficult to understand exactly what the company will deliver to testers in April. It looks like Microsoft has the vision for where it wants Copilot on an Xbox to be in the future, and it says it will iterate based on feedback. But right now, we'll be interested to see how it launches with a limited fashion on the mobile devices. Interesting. So I'm definitely going to give this a shot, I think. Um, I
Okay.
think it would be a good idea to give it a shot in Indiana Jones. It's a new title that just released on the Xbox. I have it on the Xbox. I have a Samsung tablet. The Samsung tablet, as you know, is paired up with the Xbox Game app. They have it like that's their main sponsor for doing cloud-based gaming. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna try to do. Hopefully, it's available on the tablet. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I want to try to get into this beta program or the early access. What do they call it? Insiders program. I know I already am, but specifically on the tablet and try to use that as a companion. Because there's got to be moments where it's like, oh, I don't know how to finish this level. I'm on this level in Indiana Jones, help me out, kind of thing. I want to see what it says
Yeah.
and if it's actually useful for like practical means.
Yeah, dude, let me tell you, it's one of those games where you could probably, an AI system will definitely be helpful, I think. Because there's a couple things
Yeah,
where I won't lie. There's a couple things I kind of search just to, like, get a heads up, like, where do I actually need to go? Because I got stuck a couple times. So an AI assistant would definitely be useful in a game like that, in my opinion.
that's good. I know another game that would have been really useful is Tomb Raider. the Tomb Raider games, there are multiple times when you're going through like the 2015, 16 versions, when you're going through and you need to finish the puzzle in the room, but you can't like it's not very intuitive. It doesn't explain anything to you. So there were a couple of times where I was like, crap, man. And like I would spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes roaming around because I love the game. So it was nice to just kind of explore. But I got to the point where I was like, okay, I've explored the whole damn level. Like, what's going on? And then I have to Google search and figure out what's
Yeah.
going on. Only to find out it's like there's no way I would have seen that if I didn't look it up.
Right.
Or there's no way I
Yeah.
yeah, and that's really frustrating. So I could see Copilot really helping out with that.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that too. Yeah. There's a lot of games where this could be useful. I mean, I think the
Yeah.
Minecraft example is pretty sick. Like, if someone's new to Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
It could be something helpful. Especially if you
Oh, for sure.
especially if you're just solo playing in your own world. Like, it could be very helpful. So yeah, I'm excited to see more of this. Yeah, dude. If you do use it, definitely report back. I'd be curious.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. So before we leave the AI stuff, as we know, there's already uh monitors that are helping people out with auto aim in games. And I'm curious, like if you're playing a shooter competitive like Overwatch, you have one of these monitors that helps you out, gives you extra aim assist, pops off like like if an enemy appears on your screen, like Counter-Strike or something, it'll locate them with like a big box and like envision like, okay, this person's over here.
Yeah.
The monitor will do this for you, not the PC, the monitor. So it's like, dang, dude, I can buy like a monitor that will help me out and let me see things better, and then the AI will actually tell me what I should do in certain circumstances to get me better. It's going to be interesting to see. It's like for competitive play and like tournaments, it should be illegal. That I feel like that's cheating. But if you're practicing and let's say you don't have a world-class esports coach trying to teach you, or you have limited time to get better, this could really speed things up and it can get you ready for practice. A good example of that is like I would compare this to the foam pit in extreme sports like snowboarding, skateboarding, BMX, like the X Games stuff, right? Having a foam pit that you can fall into can speed up your confidence, can speed up like the way you like challenge yourself and you become better. I think AI in this way could speed up how you think about games because it's kind of teaching you about the game itself.
Right. Yeah.
It's also helping you out with like learning the game better. The ability to just pop up and say like, okay, hey, this isn't a good idea. This is bad comp. It's negative composition going against like this other competition on the other team. You need to do different things this way. It's like that in real time. That can be really good for people.
It could get you good, literally.
It could
Like,
get you good.
like
Yeah,
you don't have to look up YouTube videos anymore. You don't have to do all that. You just have a assistant that is the all-knowing being of gaming knowledge.
yeah.
Can be really helpful for sure. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of potential with this, especially after talking through it, dude. A lot that could be here.
Yeah, there. It just depends on where it's going to go because it's so early. We don't really know.
Yeah.
It's just all speculation. So I think we can come out with tons of reasons why it'd be awesome. But if it comes out and they don't utilize anything, then what's the point?
Their search engines,
It's like,
their learning models, dog meat.
yeah,
It's all downhill from there. But,
yeah. AI is only as good as the people that create it. So
bar. That's a bar.
okay,
That is a bar.
that's what I'm here for. I'm here to drop bars.
Oh man, yeah, dude. No, I'm excited for this. Let's see where this goes. I think it's a good use of AI. W. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Good use right here.
Yeah, sign up for the testers, dude.
I
Just try
should
to check it out and like give it a
I've-
shot.
I've always heard about Xbox Insider, and I've never taken the time to actually look into it and sign up. So I honestly
Dude,
should.
it is so simple. Like, just go to Microsoft.com or Xbox.com. Yeah, go to Xbox.com, log in with your Microsoft account, go to your username, and I think it's under like account settings or services, might even be subscriptions, and it's like a slider button that you press for Xbox Insiders. I had to do that with early access into a lot of different games, and they're real quick with it, especially if your account's old. I feel like they give priority to people that have older accounts.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh, I'm
nice.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like dude, I think I'm coming up on year 20 on Xbox Live.
Subtle
So-
flex.
Yeah, not
Subtle.
as big of a flex as my OG YouTube account or
Oh, dude.
Twitch.
get back
Having a
in.
Twitch account before Twitch existed.
Justin
TV
TV.
days.
Man, it's crazy.
I've only seen one person ever have an older account than me.
Yeah. This guy grew
On
up on the internet,
Twitch.
dude. It's crazy.
I was
I
telling
did
you.
too. I did too, but like, you're nuts compared to me.
Well, it's just I was an early adopter. I was fortunate enough to have like a friend that had a computer when I was like 8 years old in the 90s.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
crazy. Yeah.
so we got on LimeWire, and that's the first time I ever heard Eminem.
Really?
Like,
Dude, what?
yeah,
Dude, that's
because they went, it was banned on radio,
Mhm.
so everybody would use like LimeWire, Netscape, Napster, and like start downloading all this music,
Yeah.
and then we would put them on CD-ROMs. Honestly, we tried to put them on cassettes, but then CD-ROMs came out, then we started burning them on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know how you like. I was gonna say burn a cassette. It's definitely not nothing. You burn a
No,
CD.
it was what you would do is you get a tape recorder,
Mm.
like an empty cassette, and you put it in the tape recorder, you play the music on the computer, and keep in mind it would take like 30 minutes to download the song,
Oh yeah.
and it would be really crappy quality, and then you put the recorder next to the speaker, hit record, and then play the song on the computer.
Uh,
So it was
yeah,
quite literally like a
okay.
voice memo. I got stories, dude. I'm old. My back hurts. My knees have
Dude,
been
that's so.
inflamed. I got gout, bro.
Dude, that's so funny though, man. With like, yeah, just like hearing about like, cause it's true. Like Eminem wasn't on the radio, dude. He's like, he was
Yeah.
crazy. So I mean, that makes sense why that was kind of the only way to really get it, unless you like actually were an adult and could go buy the CD.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
you know, it's crazy.
I was
man.
watching like CKY videos and skateboarding videos that were all kind of underground, but are now mainstream.
Dude,
now.
that's why. Yeah, dude, that's why with like the fish eye, like
Oh yeah,
shots
dude.
and stuff.
They still kind of do that.
Yeah,
Not as bad. People started realizing it's like that's nauseating and not fun to watch.
yeah. It's just all this weird kind of like vignette, like yeah.
Yeah. It was all so new. They were just trying new things out. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I just got done watching Cribs on MTV,
Oh
like
yeah.
an old episode.
Oh yeah.
And I was watching everything. I'm like, the heck is this crap, dude?
Yeah, it's like, why do you have this in your house?
Exactly.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes, sir. I'm perpetually online. I know things before they happen. Help. Anyways.
Go.
Anyways, I think we're done. I think that's it for this week.
Yeah, I got nothing else, dude. Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
it was an interesting week. I think it's so far this month's been a little slow for sure. On the
It
news
has
side,
been, yeah.
but it's just that it's that time of year, dude. We're kind of in between seasons. You know, it's we got a good like 3 months, right, until we get the best week in gaming news. So I just gotta give it some time.
Yeah. Well, one of the good things that's going on is GDC. GDC is next week. It's the entire week. It's Monday to Friday.
Yep.
And 27,000 plus people, maybe 30,000, are all going to check it out. It's going to be pretty
surveys.
intense.
It's gonna be surveys.
Yeah.
That'll
gonna
be
be
the
a lot
most
of
interesting thing
surveys.
is the data.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to see what happens because the video game developers are going to want to kind of show off some stuff, but not show off everything. We're going to
Yeah.
see some teasers, we're going to see some rumors, and the surveys are going to be pretty cool. So check us out next week. We're going to definitely break that down. At least what we see. It'll be like, I think the halfway mark is probably what we got to do because I'm going out of town on Friday. So might need to record on Wednesday like we normally do.
Yeah, dude, it'll be interesting too. I mean, I think with GDC too is like hearing the talks over the years, whenever like developers actually come in and they'll give like keynote presentations about like what went into making a game and what was their tool set and
Yes.
their pipelines and stuff. It's always cool. So
That's
more of
the
that.
really cool stuff. Yeah. It's kind of like a behind the scenes,
Very
you know,
much, yeah.
of like the development process for us. For them, it's probably like, yeah, well, I know I was there. Like we use
Yeah.
the same stuff. We
Like
know
for
how it
them,
goes, but
I mean, it's literally just it's solely developers, right? The idea is that
Yes.
like developers present their processes so that other companies can be like, hey, this is what we did. This is the learning pains and everything
100%,
from
yeah.
using this. Like avoid this kind of thing, and like or do this, and so it's a place for everyone to learn.
the treasure. So anyhow, let's let the people go, man. Keep it nice, short and sweet. We got to finish up the rendering, and I got to jump on Split Fiction so I have something to talk about next week.
Yeah, you do. Why are we still here, dude?
I don't even know, bro. If you made it this far, we absolutely appreciate you. We have links in the description below. We have timestamps if you want to come back and watch the video again. And there are some social media links if you want to check those out. Maybe join the Discord, say what's up. I've been trying to get more in the chat to kind of like the voice channels, get the boys to get in the voice channels so we can play some Marvel Rivals, so, and kind of stay active. One of the cool things is if you like the news, join the Discord because we have a bot that basically posts anytime new stuff gets published, and I think it's kind of nice because I get the push notifications on my phone and occasionally check things out. But yeah.
I do too.
Anyways, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 9 of season 6. See you next week for episode 10. We appreciate you. Have a good one. Keep gaming. It's been the M2 podcast with Kyle Heath and Michael Nancy. That's all I got. Let them go.
Bye, everyone. Keep gaming.
Bye bye.
What about games next week?